Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to another Songs of War live stream. I am joined with a bunch of guests today. We have After Infinity.
Hello, I'm After Infinity. I made the music.
Sam.
I'm Sam, I co-directed this series.
Badger.
I am the scriptwriter, editor.
Steven.
Hey, I'm Lucan, and I'm not dead yet!
Not yet. Jackson.
Hi, I'm Jackson, and I'm Igneous.
And me, David, who needs to change my profile picture still. I am the director. Let us know how the sound is. Hopefully I'm not muted like I was last time we started. Oh, the Discord thing isn't on. Thank you for reminding me. I have him in the wrong spot. So, okay. I gotta just put this over there. Does our audio sound good? Let us know. Then we can get underway. You can already start asking questions if you want. If the audio does sound good, let us know anything you have to ask about story, about any of these characters who are here today. Can't see profile pictures, I just put them up there. They should be good in the corner now. Everyone says sounds good? That's good. Okay, cool. Then start asking questions. Let us know. How was episode 9? How about that, how about those deaths?
Good job we got rid of Nika,
Yeah,
finally.
Oh,
so you can
final!
Holding Luke
Oh,
on
wait.
Steven, you should have just thrown her in the water again. Once she comes up, sit down next to you.
Wow.
Wish you wouldn't sit so close to the edge. Splat!
Not my boat this time. You're going down.
Why?
Here's our first question. So what was the whole thing with the Guardians? I guess some people maybe were a bit confused with that scene.
Okay, sure. I guess how can I handle that one? Well, actually, okay, some of that does get mentioned at the beginning of next episode, but you're not really supposed to know too much. The idea I always thought with that scene was, so Igneous and Sen show up, but Sen being clanless, the Guardians, were protecting this Ataraxia area, they're protecting the bridge. They see a clanless Ardoni, and they're like, yo, what's this guy's deal? Who is he? Where's he from? So they looked into his memories, looked into his past, tried to see, what he's done, and they saw, okay, this guy's, he's fine. He checks out. And then they released him and let him go. And that was kind of that. For those of you who've been looking into the vision, the idea behind the vision is the visuals were in reverse from most recent to oldest, and the last line you could hear was the only line that wasn't already in the episodes, was a line actually from a flashback-ish thing. So a little Easter egg there. But that was basically it.
People have been trying to decipher the
Yeah.
other kind of
All the other
dialogue.
stuff. All the other dialogue, if you're curious, it was all lines from 1 to 8 or 1 to 9 or whatever. It was all the lines that were kind of revolving around Sen being clanless. One of them was Igneous's line going what about the rest of your family? Or where's your family? One of them was Osivium being like, I raised you to remember this clan. And I think one of them was Rhea going, you're clanless or something. So it was all these different lines about him being clanless. How old is Kiyoshi? I don't know. How old do you guys think Kiyoshi is?
30s?
He's probably
200.
Lucan, right?
Yeah, I'd say a little older than Lucan, maybe. He seems a little more mature. But also he just has his life together more.
I'm offended. I got it together, kind of.
How about, who's got questions for some of the voice actors? Questions about Lucan, questions about Igneous, questions about them doing voice stuff?
Finally got Luke.
Yeah, we finally got Lucan. It's the first time Lucan's here.
Finally!
Hey.
Yeah, Corona just cancels everything.
Oh yeah. Hey,
So-
it doesn't cancel live streams.
No, it doesn't.
We're all here together.
Thank goodness. Finally. Yeah, this is fun. Glad I'm here with for the first time.
Well, glad to have you.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, I got a question for Lucan.
Sure.
What's up?
So, you've been in it now pretty much since the beginning, and I'm curious, thus far, did you have your most favorite thing that you got to voice as far as the scene is concerned, and did you have a least favorite, a most difficult scene that you had to record thus far?
I honestly liked everything about it. One of my favorite parts about, I guess, voiceovers in general, especially when it's like a bigger production is doing the missile effects, like sound, like.
Oh yeah, the action sounds. Dan and I were looking through that the other day, and
Oh my gosh.
we were like, we're about to start using some of your little, action sounds in your files, and we were like, okay, let's see what you have to choose from. Most people have about a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We pull yours up, and we're like, wait, 19 minutes, and we're going through, and we're like, wait, what is this? Oh, you've got like
give you
charges, you got cheers, you're like, woohoo, you got like
Snoring.
snoring, got everything in there.
Sneezing.
Wow.
Jackson, I think we did a similar thing. I have a live recording of you doing them, and going real off tangent with different sounds, and then just started laughing about them.
Oh
Those are
my
always fun.
gosh.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
They're useful though. It's useful having those. You never know when you're in need of a random cheer or someone coughing, or do we ever have a Lucan doing?
Gotta
random
give
sounds?
it. Just gotta give them all. Give
Yeah.
it everything. All the emotion.
Mhm.
We haven't had Lucan here before, so he hasn't answered this question. Who's your favorite character in the series so far?
My favorite, probably Grim. I like Grim. He's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first time we asked that question, everyone's like, Grim.
He's kind of like Groot, and a mixture of can't think.
Chewbacca kind of.
Chewbacca character, yeah.
Chewbacca, Han Solo. That's what a lot of people were saying.
Yeah.
Although Jackson,
Him and-
Igneous is quickly becoming a competitor for Grim.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying Igneous is now best boy. Grim's now second best.
Oh, well, that's very sweet. Well, it's probably just because, what makes Grimm so great is the first episode he's in with that egg. I mean, it just instantly becomes an iconic character. And it was sad when he left Jelcar, but after seeing how that all goes down, I was kind of glad that he had left him at that point, because who knows how that would have gone if he was still with him at that point.
Oh.
But I like him for the same reason I think people like Igneous, which is there's just a certain level of positivity and innocence that just seems to be resonating with people, which is kind of cool.
We were talking about how Igneous is, because his life is so short, he always just has to be positive. Every time he kind of gets down from nowhere, he doesn't have time to worry about it. He's like, yeah, sorry, there's something. But now's not the time to digress. Let's go find that thing. He's got to go. He's always in a hurry.
Yeah,
Makes
I
sense.
mean,
He's got a short
yeah.
lifespan. He's
Mhm.
got to go.
Oh,
It
you're
is.
right.
It's only quick. We need to get to Bacon. I'm gonna die.
Someone's asking you if you think Igneous is like Korg from Thor Ragnarok, which actually was a character who came out after we wrote Igneous.
Was that the Taika Waititi character?
No, it was
Yeah,
Igneous,
yeah.
was it?
The giant rock fella.
Yeah,
that's
Taika
the guy,
Waititi?
man.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it
was.
was.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, man. We're getting on this
That's
giant
funny.
spaceship. Want to come? Yeah, that is true. There is similarities there, but I think I recorded this before, or you guys wrote
Yeah.
it, like done before.
This is an old story.
Yeah, Ragnarok came out like 2017 in November.
Badger, when did we start the script? Was that 2015?
Um,
You started working summer 2015.
I think it was 2016 for me.
You sure? Oh. What
think.
came first, building or scripting? I thought we did the scripting. I guess I was doing the scripting, and then we started building, and then I brought you on to help after the script was done.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
2016.
Oh, right,
I- some-
okay, because when you came on, the world was there. I remember flying around the world when we got our first call.
That was really cool. There is a question from Justin Kraft, which usually comes first, the voiceover or the animations. For us in this case, I think it was the voiceovers, because we did a lot of auditions before some of the animating started.
Yeah, absolutely. All the voice acting came way first. Also,
My
thank you,
auditions were ages ago.
Elixir
Sorry.
Gaming. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, those auditions was when did we do that? That was late 2017 maybe.
It was like
Yeah.
September.
I feel like that was a while ago.
Yeah,
I was still in college.
Steven, you had in the first round of casting, right? We got you
I,
right off the bat, pretty much.
Yeah, I did. That was the.
Although actually a little delayed because of the necromancer situation. I had you on the necromancer, and then so the original Lucan dropped out. So then we swapped you onto Lucan a few months later, and then you kept
Yeah.
your little necromancer role.
Yep.
Hey,
I was
that's so funny.
Yeah.
He fought himself.
Yeah, he grabbed
I
himself.
fought myself.
There's a
It
deeper
was,
meaning there.
Crazy moment. But yeah, I was looking through my old emails. I'm just like, wow, I must have auditioned for like every character except the female.
Hey, why not?
Couldn't
Do them all.
and just do them all, right? But yeah, I think it was pretty much the majority of the males, even the extra characters. Yeah, Necromancer, and then it ended up being Lucan, probably early 2018.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the second.
Anyone see any
Donation
questions? I seen a bunch of
came in
questions.
from EC Gamer. Thank you. He says Igneous best boy. His voice actor is equally best.
Hey.
In that vein, here's one from Jin Mestrom. For both the voice actors, are there specific lines that you remember really well? From, I know it's been a while, but any lines that kind of stick out to you?
Mining duty? You sure it's not road repair duty? Not even the best take.
Oh, well, hold on. I know that there are some, because there were a couple that we had to do that but the first one that comes to my mind is, oh, hello. I hope you don't mind if I read here. Because I think the first time I did it, I said, oh, hello there. And then Dave was like, hey, can you do it again and not be Obi-Wan? And I was like, oh, sorry. Was that, sorry. So that's someone that probably stands out to me the most, but I think it's just because that was the audition line. So in the grand scheme of things, I technically did that one the most, I think.
Stephen, with our voicing, you initially did all the lines like on your own, and then we came back to do a few in calls, right?
We did, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, most voice actors, I at least got them in calls a little bit. There's a few voice actors I actually never did calls. They just did all the lines, moved on. But I found it's a lot of fun being in calls with voice actors. You get a little more improv, you get a little more bloopers and outtakes. It's a lot of fun.
That's true.
I don't think we called for Necromancer though, because
Right, yeah, that was just
too long.
a few lines, yeah.
So a question from Ken. Lucan, what do you think of Nika?
She is
We asked her that last week.
Oh, he did?
I think so. Well, no, we asked Nika what she thought of you last week, so now let's hear your answer.
Ah.
Wait, what'd she say? What'd she say?
Yeah,
We're not
what
gonna say.
I
Let's
missed that.
let's hear your answer.
Oh, let's hear my answer. Okay. What do I think of Nika? Pointy ears.
Wow.
That's all he pays attention
Wow.
to.
So do you like her pointy ears, or you don't like her pointy ears?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
He's like, Kyoshi, don't let pointy ears on the boat.
You want to be real here? Look, I'm not even a cat. I know mine cat, but I grew up with dog.
Oh, so you're more of a Kyoshi person.
Yeah. I mean, this is Steven. Steven is the dog person. I'm sure Lucan loves the cat, especially. Yeah.
Thank you, Samuriati, for the super chat. He's asking, why did Sam die? Well, you see Badger here. I'm just kidding.
Wait, was that Badger's fault?
No. Every time a character dies, I blame it on Badger.
Oh man, you should have seen the chat last time I said that we
When
flipped the
Thalius
coin
died.
salad, and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah, they're like, so we flipped another coin for Sam, and yeah, this one ended up on. No, in the behind the scenes, I mentioned a little bit. There's two main reasons I can talk about. One reason I can't talk about. One of the reasons was honestly the wolf is an absolute pain to animate. Not in like a bad way. It's just a very time consuming. There's a lot of bones, a lot of controls, and having that for 3 seasons is a kind of pain. We only could put him in when we could. One of the reasons is the kind of story stuff. There's actually some things I can't kind of go into, but in season 2 and 3, the story takes places and locations where having a wolf around would have been really awkward. And then there's a third reason, which you'll know about soon enough. And also thank you, Professor T, for the super chat. Fantastic sound work with the arrow impact on Jalkar in the last scene after Infinity. Love it, dude.
Oh.
Well, actually, the sound impact was me, but the music cut out was
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
That was
really
really
cool.
cool,
Do you want to
though.
talk very briefly
Yeah,
about
it
like
was-
how you came to that kind of decision on doing that kind of like cutout thing? People
that
liked
was
it a
out
lot.
of desperation. I didn't know what to do there, so I'm like, well, we could just have it cut out, and that'll be all right.
You know what I've noticed with you having done that? Almost all the reactions to that, when that happened, everyone gets dead quiet.
Yeah.
More so than the other deaths, because everything cuts out and it's just so quiet. There's this kind of awkward silence, and then like no one doing the reactions wants to say anything. It just gets this real quiet, and that's been really cool to watch.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool.
Another super chat by Aquatic Madman. Which Ardoni clan would you say is your favorite? All of us answer that one. Who's our favorite Ardoni clan?
The Storos.
Your
Yeah.
gold.
Yellow boys.
Dan, your gold too.
Yeah.
I like the Kaltaras, the green ones.
If you don't know the names, just say the color.
The blue one.
I was about to say I'm blue. I think I'm blue too. I
think.
I like the land. Sandoria's pretty.
I mean, for me, I guess there's a lot of mystery around the white. I don't even know if there's a name for that.
I was
one.
just about to say you gotta pick clan list. That's the clan list.
Yeah, the clanless.
Your favorite's
Well,
clan list.
Oh,
Cygnus
because
confirmed.
Cygnius, there you go. Yes. No, but I think that there's such a mystery there, and I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite as much as it's the one I'm most curious about.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like, again, don't know the name, but the green ones.
Green ones are cool. Yeah, Kaltars.
Yeah, Badger mentioned, because I all the ones standing around the table, he was definitely my favorite there.
Yeah, he was absolutely the one who was like, let's do something about this.
Yeah.
A little fun fact, he was also the hardest one to cast.
He was the last
Really?
one to cast, wasn't he? He was the absolute last voice actor who recorded lines for season 1.
Wow.
We had him. In fact, actually, we had already started animating and doing layout, and we're getting really close to where I needed to start laying out episode 10, which means I'd 1 through 9 was mostly laid out, and we still hadn't had him cast. Who was the other one? It was him, Azulius, and was it one of the masters? Oh wait,
Was it
I think
Flavius?
no, I know who it is. I can't say.
Oh,
Yeah, it's that one.
right.
Well, the guy you got did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's great. He's very
Mhm.
like unbelievable. We have to do something about it. Lixior Gaming, thank you for the super chat. Is Grim coming back with the Voltaris and Necromancers? Oh, Grim's
All right.
Yeah, maybe that'd be pretty cool. Well, you'll have to wait and see. Just keep your eyes
That
open.
comeback.
Yeah.
Well,
I,
wait and see till potentially season 2.
Yeah.
'cause I think you've already
I
mentioned
did say that last. Yeah.
Grim's not in the rest.
If you
of it.
missed the last live stream, I did mention, because everyone's been asking, the quick little story behind Grim was that when we wrote him, he wasn't really like going to be this big fan favorite. We didn't know he was going to be so fun. He became this fun, lovable character. So he doesn't actually show back up this season, but we will be seeing him again, and I think you'll enjoy seeing him again. He's got a lot of cool stuff still. What other questions you got coming through?
There's a
What
question
is Grim?
for. There's a question for Igneous. Did you enjoy doing the voice for your character, or did you want another part?
I really wanted Nika, actually. That was
Yeah.
that was
we
what
can,
I waiting for.
season 2, you could take
Apparently,
over.
my voice was a little too high pitched for her, so I don't know. No, no, I love doing Igneous. I mean, at the time, again, I think we've talked about this before, but Igneous wasn't actually really available. I think when I was doing initial auditions, or I just didn't audition for it, or something, and so I didn't even know he was a possibility. So when David reached out to me about it and sent me the lines for it, and I kind of read it, and he was like, "Yeah, he's this optimistic guy who has a short lifespan." I was like, "Yes." I was like, everything about this, it's just a green check mark. I had just such a blast, just being myself, being a heightened version of myself, really, in the role, which is always a lot of fun.
Steven, actually, you mentioned that you had auditioned for a lot as well. Do you think Lucan was the one you wanted most, or was there another one that you think like that was the one you really wanted?
I think, yeah, that was definitely probably the top for sure. Just thinking about it, like the role, and considering I did audition for like every male character. Yeah, Lucan, he's pretty cool. He's like, kind of like that rogue type Han Solo type character. Yeah, that's totally not me. I don't know. It's just something about, the process of acting. It's like you're not yourself, kind of, but it's just something that really drew to me. I always liked that type of rogue, thiefy type character. I did remember auditioning for Thalia's, and I'm just like,
Oh.
it's probably a little too out of my
I
league.
gotta find
That's like-
those.
Yeah,
I have all those
it is
saved.
somewhere.
Uh,
It's somewhere.
Do an alternate opening to the series with Lucan as
Oh my
Thalius.
god. They climb death. I'm just like, yeah, this is not gonna work.
Thalius was another hard one to cast.
I remember that took you guys a while.
Yeah,
I remember hearing
It
about
was
that.
a long journey.
Yeah, you did a round, like 2 rounds.
We did
for
3 in
Thalius?
total.
3?
I think he got in on 3rd, yeah. Or, yeah, no, I think he was 3rd.
I must have done them for like round 2.
I think you're still between then. We got another super chat. Spaceman, thank you, Spaceman. In the scene with the clans, we saw the Prime song. Will Nick and Lucas meet in the future? Oh, I guess this would be Nika and Lucan meet in the future. If yes, will they have a relationship? I mean, there is a relationship forming, whether it's positive or not. They seem to kind of like each other. They mentioned Prime songs. I'm not quite sure what they meant by the Prime song. There shouldn't have been any Prime song. I don't think there's any songs in that. Oh, maybe they mean the song that Zulius does at the end. Maybe that's what they're referring
Probably,
to.
yeah.
No, the song Zulius did at the end, that's just a normal Aggressium song he has. That's his Aggressium.
There's been a little bit of confusion just generally about like songs and Prime songs. The Prime songs we don't, well, you're not really aware of what they quite are yet, but all the songs that we've seen in use so far have all just been like regular songs.
Yeah. Other than very briefly in the prologue, kinda.
Yeah.
Elixir Gaming, thank you for the super chat asking, is Abigail going to become an Ender Knight? We'll have to see. I mean, see where
That's
the story
a great
goes.
question.
That's been a lot of things. There's a nice theories section on our Discord. We have a link in the description to our Discord. There's a whole channel for like theories and stuff, and that's one of the things a lot of people have been theorizing, going into. What other questions came through while we were talking?
There is one from Renuka Lakmali. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. I guess for everyone so far, since we've seen up to 9 episodes, what is your favorite episode?
Ooh, good question from everyone.
All of them.
Episode 6 for me so far.
Yeah, 6. I'd
6 is
say.
a really solid episode. It's got a bit of everything from start to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, six was probably the best fight scene we've had so far too. I think.
Yeah, real tense one at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of had 2 fight. Most of our like episodes up to that point will have like one kind of major fight, or like kind of a small little scuffle. But that one had like a big fight at the beginning, and then the big reveal of the necrobase, and then another huge fight at the end. It was also just very dramatic. That episode was tense. From beginning to end, it was kind of tense. Whether it was like Jalkar doing the little deal with the egg, or finding the necrobase and seeing all the things, or you know, Sandari burning. It was a very tense episode. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and it felt very. That one in episode 1 is also the one I think I like the most.
One's cool too.
Just because of the world establishing that you do in the pilot, which you guys do a brilliant job with. Because I started thinking, okay, all I really know is about my character, so I didn't know anything about the other than maybe little nuggets you gave me over the voice chat. I was like, I didn't know about this war, I didn't know about the Ardonians. But just watching it,
I didn't even think about that. For the voice actors, in case someone's wondering, I give the voice actors a special version of the script that just has like their scenes and their lines highlighted.
Yeah.
And stuff. So you don't need like all the other stuff. So in your case, your first scene is just like, oh, some random thing in a place called Hogtown, and you have no idea what's going on. You probably didn't even know about the whole like what happened to Sen and stuff. I might have
didn't know
told you
any of
briefly
that.
in the call kind of what happened, but yeah, that was all kind of like experiencing that for the first time.
If anything, that is good for Jackson because Igneous doesn't know
Yeah.
what happened to Sen, so his reaction would be a bit more natural.
Yeah, like what happened to your
when he
family?
finds out.
I was like, oh,
it's
Yeah.
true because I don't know. I really don't know what happened to his family. So when I saw that episode, I think I said this 2 weeks ago, but when I finally watched that big fight scene, and you see what happens to Thalius, my first thought was literally, and that's why we didn't have a scene together.
oh, yeah.
Because I kept seeing Thalius traveling with Sen, and then I know I speak with just Sen, so I was like, okay, well, what happens to him? Not really thinking that he dies, and then he died, and I was like, oh,
That's why he's not there.
yeah, that's where he went.
Thank you for another super chat, Hank Taylor, original Luigi Mations. Who did the Grim sounds? That is a secret. Grim did the Grim sounds. Yeah, Grim. Grim stops
Just
by.
Grim.
He records
Just Grim.
We just booted up the computer and found this file called Grim.
This weird file called grim.wav and opened it up, and there you go.
Did it.
Or it's actually the Grim Pillow. If you get the Grim Pillow and you squeeze it, it makes Grim sounds.
Does it really?
No, I wish.
Okay.
Aw. That'd
I
be
was like,
costing extra.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
awesome.
And you squeeze
You
Igneous
probably
and he
get,
goes like...
a button and put it inside and just a little speaker
Yeah.
and actually
It's just
have that.
sounds.
That's
You
amazing.
squeeze him
Little
too hard, he gets
plush
in
doll.
pain sound.
Aw.
Ooh.
New.
What questions we
Could
got?
you talk a little bit about 9 itself?
Yeah, sure. Do you,
So we had...
do you
I
want, was it
guess
like a
we already
question or do I
mentioned-
just kind of like talk about the story a bit itself?
Just about 9.
Let's see,
happens
what
in
happened
9.
tonight? We got the Lucan and Igneous breaking up, kind of ish.
We split.
They split. A lot of people
We
were
out.
kind of sad about that. Some people were wondering why Nika didn't come along, and I always thought it was just kind of the idea that Lucan is only really there because one, he's still kind of owed Feld and all this like service and stuff he's supposed to be doing, but also two, Lucan being the one who like found it and stuff and reported it to them, he's going to be there probably to like help navigate. But Nika was just kind of helping out. She's not really in the military, so she stayed behind, and Lucan and them are going in. We got the Ardoni scene, the burial scene. That was a scene that a lot of us kind of personally enjoyed a lot. I know, Dan, we always talked about the Ardoni burial, or the Ardoni council scene. That's what we call it. We call it the Ardoni council scene. It's cool seeing the clans, seeing all the other clans for the first time. It's near the end of the season. We finally see all the other clans. We hear all the different colors speaking stuff, which is really cool. We get to see nice and closure to Thalius, his grave. And then the Abigail versus Jalkar and death of Wolf, death of Sam. Sam died. Sorry, Sam. Here's a question.
That's alright.
I don't think the name Sam had nothing to do with you, right? That was based off of like Sam from Middle Ground, which then became Sam the Turret and Rots. I think. That's just kind of an ongoing name we've been using in Machineless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a reference to the
I
the
think so.
Actually, I think what happened was we were in a call discussing it, and I think I just dropped my name as a joke, and then I think you said like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense because we've used that name in Middle Ground and Rots.
That's yeah.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, so I'll kill that character off.
Sam did die in Middle Ground,
Yep.
didn't he?
Yeah, but then he came back as like a middle ground ghost. I don't know how you say it. And he came back as an AI.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackson,
As
were
one does.
you in I think we went over this at one point. We went
Yeah,
over
I
this.
w-
we went
I
over
was
this.
in
You were
the-
in containment.
The last one.
Yeah.
I was at.
The bad
Yeah.
one.
That was a lot of fun. Completely different character though.
Yeah.
That's Igneous
Oh.
going into Middle
Here's
Ground.
an interesting question. Did any characters go through any name changes during script writing? There was the Igneous one I
Igneous, I
mentioned.
guess.
Yes, the Igneous one I mentioned on the 7 Hangout that what used to be Igneo. Tigrin used to be Tigerio. It was like Tygerio, Tigerio. And it looked cool on paper, but when we were saying it, we were like, is it Tigerio, Tigerio?
Ah, that would have been a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
Oh,
yeah, and it didn't-
Tigerio.
And then we were probably making jokes like that. Oh, Tigerio, he wants the Prime song. So then we were like, oh no, we gotta change him to Tigrin, which sounded a lot cooler, I think.
Oh yeah.
What other? I'm sure there's been some characters that had name changes beyond that. I'm trying to think. Oh, Abigail. Abigail used to be Amy instead of
that's right.
Abby. Her first name was Amy, which was short for amethyst, which is like a purple crystal thing. But then it was so obvious, like, oh, purple hair, purple crystal. She likes the end stuff. So we changed it to Abigail, and then Abby became the short. What other names do we? I swear there was some more. Like some pretty
Lucan,
big
Luca.
ones. Luca. I think at one point he was
Luca.
actually Lucas, like Lucas Greater. We kind of based him off like
Ah.
archangels, like Lucas Greater.
Oh.
I think very early,
Okay.
but then we quickly changed it to. I was trying to keep the names always just slightly not kind of like modern sounding, so I just changed them up a little bit.
We have
So-
a Mendoris called Thel.
Do we?
What?
According to, I've got the old Songs of War ideas document up looking at all
Oh.
the names, because we have this huge list of character names. And I was seeing if any of them were out of date.
That's got to be out of date then, because I don't think anyone.
Unless that's in season 2 and 3.
I don't think so.
Because this is the
I
entire
don't think so.
character list.
Yeah, no, we got all kinds of weird. I don't think too many other ones changed majorly though.
No. What about before? What about Illusion? What about before you even adapted this into Minecraft? Or did all
I
the
don't think I
names
had
come after
names
that?
then. Yeah, I don't think I had too many names. I think mostly when we're doing in Minecraft when we start coming up with names.
Hmm.
Going through.
Oh,
questions.
there was a super chat we missed from Lixer Gaming, who said, "Will the Nether Army or Ender Knights return?"
Oh, I'd imagine so. That's what Thalius was kind of warning about. All these dangers returning. That was actually the reason why I almost said Rots, in the Songs of War trailer, the main one, the opening lines is about Solomon talking about all these things. You know, there used to be a time when the Ender Knights and the Nether and all these things, and he believed, and then Thalius like, I believe those times are coming again. To me, that little exchange of dialogue, Solomon's lines followed by Thalius's, I believe that time's coming again, that kind of summarized the whole series for me. All seasons 1, 2, and 3. That's kind of the whole idea. It's about these things that used to happen, they've kind of stopped, and then Thalius is believing these are going to return, so he's doing stuff in this season to kind of stop it. But then those times, you know, may indeed be returning again.
Especially now he's dead.
There is a question. What is the difference between the Ardoni clans, with the exception of their color markings?
I think we have some kind of subtle differences, but it's nothing's like in stone.
They have
or
slight
something.
biome differences.
There's
in terms
biome
of,
difference
like,
for
where they-
sure, yeah. I was thinking though, personality-wise though, I always interpreted some a little differently. I always interpreted gold as a little more like, kind of even though they're all kind of equal, I imagine gold is kind of a little more leaderish. They tend to be the ones at the top, tend to be a little more of the, I don't want to say elite, but thinking of characters that upcoming gold ones and previous gold ones, they seem like they're usually the ones who are like, especially considering they were the ones given the Aggressium Prime and stuff. I see
Yeah.
Sandaris is more just kind of chill and relaxed. They're kind of at peace and with nature and stuff. And I see what?
Thalius goes
Oh,
around
oh,
massacring Voltar.
Yeah, which is why he's the oddball. He's the one who's no one really. Oh, Thalius, stay away from Sandari. You're not welcome here. And then I see Kaltaris as more of the kind of slightly more warrior type, which is why Zulius is one of the ones like wanting to go out and do. And I think I even considered stuff like that when doing the tournament. I had 2 Kaltaris make it to the final rounds as if they were tending to be a little more, little stronger and like better fighters and stuff. And then Mendoris is just kind of Mendoria. We don't meet many Mendoris, other than one later. That character kind of defines Mendoria stuff for me.
So yeah.
I
Yeah, you licked
got
it.
Use the Totem of Undying to revive Thalius.
Don't they need to be holding the Totem of Undying?
Yeah, maybe he was. Maybe he'll respawn.
Some
He's buried alive. Help! Let me out!
Well, it's just his torso sitting there, right?
Oh yeah. Well, his arms pop back out. He like rose back out like Deadpool.
Speaking of, you're still the gravestone.
Oh yeah. I don't want to change it now. Now it's just gotta stay.
Yeah.
I'm the grave. I'm dead Thalius that's come back to life with arms.
Oh, he's all deformed.
Kill me.
Here's from Lixer Gaming. Here's a question that I've seen a lot in the in reactions in the comments, and it was some people were confused that the Nestoris Master. Some people think that it's Aegis Nestoris. So
Which is not. Yeah.
That's Galador, isn't it?
No, Galar's a pink boy. He's one of the brothers.
Galador's
No,
pink boy.
Aurelius.
Aurelius. Master Aurelius speaks wisely.
Stars.
Yeah, Aurelius is the other one. Although we did kind of go with a similar kind of setting name. Maybe it's like a descendant or family of him or something. But no, Aegis was really old in the Great War, so he's long gone. Although I think I did consider a story at one point where he was still around. But no, he was old and he's long gone.
I think the council scene was one of my favorite ones to cast because we got to put so many different voice actors in there that were really cool, but that didn't fit in the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So like the Mendoris Master had the kind of Scandinavian accent, and
Aurelius was just a very just deep, like long has it been us.
Yeah, there were all these really good voices. They're just
Although it was
one
fun to
scene.
put them in there, it was also when we were scripting it, we ended up taking out a lot of characters because every single character who spoke there was a whole other person to cast. So you'll notice all the other masters just kind of hang around and don't say anything. And then we even like doubled up on voice actors for Galadar and Hadion. I'm like, oh, we'll just make these two brothers, then they can have the same voice. Just we gotta reduce the voices because there's a lot of work for like kind of one scene.
The Sandaris master is the one that like lost Thalius, lost the village.
He doesn't even
He's
speak
just
out. Yeah.
chilling.
He's in the back, just kind of looking
Yeah.
quiet and hanging out in the shade.
He's shaken up.
Thank you, G Crafter, for the super chat. Will anyone ever be brought back to life? Not really. I mean, answering that in general, I think would be kind of weird. So, but I
Sort of-
was, Mhm.
In a way.
I was about to say, there's kind of like, in general, if something happens, it happened. The actions have consequences. I'd like to make sure
Like-
that's true.
Yeah, character dies, they're dead.
Yeah, but I do know that we don't just kill off everyone needlessly. I do know that if we kill off everyone, that's no fun. So we kept that in mind when writing it. And there's alternatives and stuff. Sometimes we'll like kill off a character, and then it'll like introduce a new one. Like, oh no, we lost Thalius, but then Sen meets Igneous, and kind of in a way, even though Thalius is dead, you still get like Sen's companion, somebody you can talk to, and you get new characters. There's other things though that you'll see.
Cool.
Will the season finale be longer than the normal episode? Yes, the season finale is actually longer. It is the longest episode of season 1, even if you don't include the credits. However, a lot of it is the credits. There's a long credits for the episode 10, like a really long credits, like 4.5 minutes.
You can get your name in the credits.
And you can get
if
your
you
name,
pledge to the
yeah.
Patreon.
That's true. Oh yeah, thank you for
That's
reminding me. I was
wonder.
gonna. This is the last few days. We have that little Patreon promotion going on, where if you pledge just $1 this month, you can get your name in episode 10, and it's Tuesday's the last day, I think. So today, Monday, and Tuesday, if you still want to pledge for $1, get your name in episode 10, which would be pretty cool. And then on Wednesday, it's gonna be too late. 'Cause on Wednesday, I'm gonna start putting it together.
Soul Destroyer. They mentioned the naming from rods. There's actually quite a lot of rods and cinema references,
Mount Tempest,
like Mount Tempest, like Tempest
Habitation
Maximus.
Tempest Maximus. Yeah.
Mount Kalos. Kalos
Mount
is the
Kalos.
character in rods. There's a few more.
A
that I
few
don't-
Guardian references and stuff like.
Oh,
You're on Concord, a kingdom far beyond your borders.
even
No one's gonna get.
Hubris the character
Yeah.
is directly named. but-
Hubris. His brother Hubris.
Hubris.
Hubris and his brother Hubris.
Who's dead?
Here's a question from Ian Maxwell. Will Eddie come back?
Will Eddie come back? Well, that kind of the same question as before. All things
Okay.
about characters like returning and coming back. That's just like a. We do have it in mind that we don't want to kill everyone off, but we also don't want to just like revive people or anything. I don't. There's no revival song. Sorry if you think that's like a. A lot of people have been saying, oh, but the green songs revive people. I'm like, no, that'd be super story breaking.
The green song is kind of like all the other stuff that doesn't really fit into any other category.
Yeah, I mentioned that next behind the scenes. It's like, and here's the green one. The
Is the
random
kind of miscellaneous.
miscellaneum, the useless.
Miscellaneous.
Useless.
Uselessium.
So there's two people who've been asking this since the start of the live stream. You kind of answered this before, but for David, where did you get the inspiration / idea for Songs of War? And how did it kind of develop from there?
That's such a long story to really go through the process because it was such an old thing.
343.
Well, man, it goes way back. It was like mid Rise of the Spartans where it really began. While I was doing Rise of the Spartans, I was like, cool, I'm making my own like series, my own characters. But half the comments were like, hey, this isn't Halo lore. You can't do that in Halo. And those kind of comments really started kind of dragging me down. I was like, well, I'm trying to make my own thing here. So then I was like, okay, whatever I do next is going to be my original universe, original like species and characters and fiction and lore. So that was kind of where it all began ages and ages ago. And then it just developed over a long period with a lot of different stuff.
You've kind of ran into that problem again
Yeah.
because people are still saying like, "Hey, Enderman should be able to dodge or
Yeah,
everything.
Minecraft.
Or
Yeah, it's
you can't shoot them with arrows," and
Mhm.
kind of took what we wanted from the Minecraft lore and didn't take certain things.
Yeah.
And just limited.
And I
the
even
story.
even in Rots, the first text on the screen in the first episode was not based on the Halo series, but still, yeah.
Here's a question from Girl of Infinity. If you could choose to be any species in Ardonia, what would you want to be?
Oh, here we go. Let's go down the list. Dan, what would you be?
I
Any species?
don't know. Ardoni probably.
You do songs. Oh, of course, songs. Huh.
Huh.
Sam, what would you be?
I'd be a species we haven't seen yet. I'm not sure.
I think
if
I know.
I'm-
I think I know what you're thinking. Starts with a G.
It starts with a G.
Okay, yeah. I was
Because
thinking
they're pretty
that one too.
chill.
Mm-hmm. Badger, how about you?
Oh, I'd just be a badger. I think that'd be appropriate.
Oh, good answer.
I gotta get a badger rig, and then you can actually put badger
Oh yeah.
in the
Oh my
animation.
God.
Well, I have
man.
her skin. I can just like put her on all fours now.
Quick, we
Use
render
her
up
the
to
wig. Hide her in there.
That's gonna not
next
look
to
weird.
Dirk and you. Have her walking around a town. There's all the kind of weird species walking around. Steven, how about you? What species? Are you?
Thank you, David.
Probably. Nah. I was gonna say dog.
Be a dog.
Not
So
that.
it's a bad-
Not that original. I bet.
Technically a species.
But the only dog we've seen has died.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, true.
That's the final dog. There's no more dogs in our
It was the
dungeon.
last of its kind.
That's it.
Yeah.
All dogs are dead. Oh wait, no, that's a little dark. I'd probably stay as a human.
Humming. What about you?
Humming.
What about you, Jackson?
Well, probably that little green thing in the bar.
Appropriately named green thing.
Green thing, yeah.
Yes.
It's green thing.
That's the credit, I think. Was it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just green thing.
Yeah. People weren't angry at him. Yeah, I would totally do that.
I'd be a Magnerite, honestly, just because they're such a tank. It'd be so great not having to worry about anything. Like you go along,
You'd be
you
dead in like
fall
30
around.
years.
Yeah, but you live fast, have a lot of fun, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Live fast.
That's true.
I think being a Magnerite would be pretty cool, and especially if we're talking like RPG game kind of thing. If this was like a Songs of War game, I'd absolutely play as the Magnerite because I always suck at
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I always play as like the tank classes, so I don't die as much.
But you would be like
Already dead.
you would be an outcast. Everyone would
Yeah,
hate you.
yeah.
And you would be
You'd
full
get
of anger.
higher
You wouldn't be able
prices
to
and
go
I
and
was
do
just about to mention that we made a joke where it was like if Songs of War ever becomes like an RPG game server thing, if you choose the Magnerite class, you go to the shops, all the prices are twice as much as like a little class of thing.
You are not welcome here.
That's amazing.
Trying to buy a map. Oh, why is it marked up 300 gold?
Jesus.
Marshall's map.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but you would want a Magnerite a part of your troop.
Exactly.
though,
Yeah.
if you were.
Yeah. If you want your little your raid group, you want a Magnerite to be the tank.
One
Yeah,
of your
that'd be-
quests could be. Okay.
The only real weakness you would have to deal with is if you guys ever came to like a river or
Yeah.
something, and you had
Sorry,
no way
Oh,
to get across.
because
I don't think I can swim.
and why is this?
You would have so many like
Because Magnerites, you can't swim.
I can't swim.
they wouldn't be able to swim. They can't ride horses, so they wouldn't be able to use a
Oh,
mount.
right. Yeah, it'd be really slow.
They'd
Yeah,
You
be
can
it's
just
slow.
use Nika.
twice the price.
Use Nika as a boat.
There
It
you
works.
go.
Trust me, I tried it.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Actually, you were the bow in that case.
There's someone asked if there would be any bloopers after the season finale.
Yep, I'm working on them right now. I'm also working on a special little thing Carl did for us for that bloopers. It's a lot of fun. It's like a little thing for our merchandise, but ended up being so much fun. It's like a blooper in itself, which is great.
Oh, you already got that recorded?
Yeah, he recorded it yesterday, and I was editing it, having a dying last night laughing about it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, I saw this question earlier and I missed it. Do you storyboard episodes before you do voice acting, animation, etc.? The process for us is script first. Absolutely just script it first. Make sure the story is good. Make sure the writing is good. That comes before everything else. Once all the writing is, we're absolutely happy with it. Then we do the voicing. And then once we have all the lines in, then we can start doing the scene. What we do layout. And the layout for us kind of is our storyboard. Rather than doing like 2D images and we flip between them, we just go into Blender, move the camera around, time out our movements. In fact, actually, if you go to my channel, if you go to the my personal channel, I have a Etheria layout scene where the entire Etheria scene is still laid out, and you'll see how people like slide around and stuff. So then I go to the layout, and that is the storyboard. Oh, I missed 2 super chats while I was talking. First one, JG Crafter. Will you guys have more voice actor roles for season 2? Yes, we will. If we do season 2, we got a lot more characters in season 2. There's a bunch, I think.
Hmm.
And then thank you, Kenneth323, for the super chat. What other questions? Question.
Well, will we see more of Zulius Caltaris?
Well, I'd imagine so.
There's a lot of questions about plot points that we can't spoil, so unfortunately we can't ask them.
Yeah.
What happened to the song that Jalkar got?
That's kind of a futurist thing, but I mean, even if Abigail takes it, she can't use it. So the only thing that would really happen if she takes it, she'll probably just sell it, or she'll probably
Abigail
just,
forgot.
or she
Gressium
kind of
song.
forgot about the Gressium. She kind of forgot about Jalkar. That's how the whole situation happened. She was out hunting and she kind of forgot about Jalkar.
Oh my god.
So how do I identify the dead and what clan they belong to? The markings are still there. They're just kind of black. And I
Well,
imagine
if
there's
you look
more.
at Thalius, that his markings had a little, like, dark shade of blue almost.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just the lighting.
There's even a big T shape on his chest, which was not intentional.
There's several T's.
There's a lot of T's.
sideways, and there's a vertical T. And I think there's like
T on his
another
arm.
letter on his shoulder or something.
Yeah.
If you check his barcode on the back, you can see like what color.
Oh, here we go. Oh, question for Lucan. When you gave Marcus... Oh. Wait. When you gave Marcus his cake back, or did you eat it? I think they're just asking if you gave Marcus his cake back, or did you eat the whole thing?
I definitely ate the whole thing. I ain't no sharing with nobody.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, there's a
He's
little
not gonna
line
take the
in
road.
episode 3 that I don't think a lot of people caught. At the beginning of episode 3, when Lucan's talking to Eddie, Eddie's like, hey, you want a potato?
Oh, yeah.
And then Lucan's like, no, thanks, I ate on the way here. That was referring to the fact that he ate the cake, like, on the walk.
Mm-hmm.
A massive cake. Oh my god.
He ate that whole... I think it was like the size of his head.
Just carrying it in one arm,
Yeah.
as you do.
Walking through the woods, flies flying around, trying to land on it.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, the usual.
Yeah, no, as one does.
Yeah.
Oh, will we ever see more wildlife other than birds or other Minecraft mobs that already exist?
We see a bit. We saw the deer.
There's some deer.
Yeah, we saw the deer and
Yeah.
ate. The birds are the easy ones because we can just make little loops, import them, throw them on top. We saw squirrels. We saw a squirrel in the prologue, kind of running around in Astoria.
It was really cute in all the reactions. Every time the dolphin pops up, everyone
Oh yeah. Oh really?
was like, "Oh, dolphins!" Every single one.
That's funny. I've only seen a few at that point. I
Even
kinda
though the
skipped.
dolphin was floating at one point.
Oh yeah, it was soaring along on the thing. It was floating. Well, yeah, that's what they do. They float on the water. They float.
Above the wall.
Yeah. Flying
They float on
dolphins. They get going really fast, and they start kind of their wings create a little bit of lift,
Hydroplane.
hydroplane across the surface. If we do season 2 and 3, one of my goals is when we start doing things to get some of the animators to help with like different little animal movement stuff, like just things like a little group of sheep. I almost said flock of sheep. What do you call sheep? A bunch of sheep.
It might be a flock. No,
I think it's
I
flock.
don't think it's flock.
Herd makes sense.
I think it's a herd. A herd of
Sheeps.
a school of sheeps moving along, or things like like a little wolf, like a feral dog or something, digging through trash or something. Little random things, or like a cat that's like, sitting in the corner or something. There's different little animal things I can kind of put around, but that's season 2 ambitions.
The pigs were fun this season.
Oh yeah, the pigs. We did pig loops. Right. We had all
Yeah.
the loops of all the pigs like sitting around and rolling around. Crispy
Yeah, that was
bacon.
pretty cute.
Even the pig tried to get Sen to leave.
No, he's
I nudged him to get out of here.
he was like, save me, get me out of here. You need to take me with you.
Oh my god.
Question for Lucan: have you ever stolen a cake in your life?
No, not as Lucan. No, I mean as Lucan, yeah. Steven,
Not yet.
Have you ever stolen
not
anything?
yet. if I ever stolen anything,
I confess.
The ladies' hearts.
Hey.
I wish. Probably music.
What? Oh.
I'm sure we all have.
YouTube W3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Chefs.
For me.
Someone's asking me to do a blooper out of Thalius and Tiger doing a chef competition.
What?
Because of the Thalius, we eat again.
Oh, right.
Endermites. Oh, here's an interesting question. What song would people want to wield if we could wield a song?
Yellow.
Jumpy boy.
Mm,
Jumpy boy.
donut song.
Am I here?
Oh yeah, you lagged out right
Hello.
now. Yeah, what was that?
I think it sounded like it was cutting off. I had a question for After Infinity,
Oh, okay.
because I am a musician myself. I just wanted to know, what was your inspiration behind the music in terms of, did you have a composer in mind while working on the soundtrack? Certain movies or games? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff in mind. Personally, um, it's almost like a given to say, but um, for this, I'm influenced by the Lord of the Rings a lot. That was sort of my main like inspiration, because before we started doing music, I wasn't really making fantasy music. It was more like kind of like sci-fi trailery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like absorb as much medieval fantasy as possible. So I listened to a lot of Lord of the Rings, a lot of Skyrim, a lot of like The Witcher and these sort of things, just to absorb as much as possible. Actually, musically, I get a lot of inspiration from Marty O'Donnell.
Ooh, yeah.
Just how he writes, like how he uses modal music and like Dorian, yeah, and kind of interesting harmonies and.
I think you told me that the very first thing I ever sent you was Ori in the Blind Forest soundtrack.
Yes.
I was like,
yeah,
here, make music like this. I sent you Ori in the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
Didn't
That's
you
cool.
watch Lord of the Rings in its entirety like 4 times?
A
in
good
the
number of
space of-
times.
More than
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was a few.
But
it
what's
was
interesting with
probably-
Lord of the Rings, I noticed, at least when we would have a lot of music meetings when we were in Canada together, and I'd just like come in there and we talk about like the music. And one thing you were saying a lot of times was the stuff you were getting inspiration from Lord of the Rings wasn't just kind of like, oh, they did this melody, let's kind of use something like that. It'd be more like, how do they use like this instrument to create like this little tense layered onto these little kind of moods? Because I remember you mentioned something about, was it the not the oboe, the bassoon? You mentioned the bassoon was being used as like this kind of like, and then you started like, then we'd hear like kind of the bassoons being layered in to kind of create the mood more so than just like, oh, let's make Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is like there's no hybrid elements in that score. It's just the orchestra. There's a few soloists like voices, but otherwise it's pretty well just the orchestra. So he kind of creates interesting textures just by moving instruments around. That's not
It's
the
kind
right
of what
word,
makes
but like
the Voltara stand out,
Mm-hmm.
because they're the
Yeah.
only kind of non-orchestral kind of music, which
yeah,
feels
the
so
core of
alien.
their
Big
sound
synths,
is
yeah.
synth. Yeah, but I do try to get like some kind of a hybrid element for each, like maybe with the exception of the Felden stuff. I think they're pretty well organic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a fellow watcher and enjoyer of the music, particularly in this series thus far, I can definitely tell kind of that's what you're pulling from, in the sense that Howard Shore does a really good job of world building with his music. You hear a certain theme and okay, we're gonna see the ring, or you hear a certain theme, oh, this is the elves, this is Sauron.
Yeah.
Like you get, and I feel like what makes it similar is with your music, I hear a certain theme and I kind of know what we're gonna get. I know who we're seeing, or we're establishing. Like hearing that theme with the Ardonis at Tamahawk. Okay, so this is the official piece of music. When we hear this, oh, I know that we're gonna get to see. So you do an awesome job with that, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
means a
especially
lot.
like motifs.
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
your leitmotifs, killer.
If anyone
The
ever-
Windsor Lane asks, what instruments do you play, Dan?
I play the tenor saxophone. I play a bit of
Nice.
guitar. That's about it. Piano, I guess. Everyone who
Potato?
composes
the
plays
potato
piano.
tube.
The potato tube. Yeah, I have a great
which
big.
is made out of
hollowed
like a
out-
4-foot potato because those exist.
It's like
What?
5
like
or 6
mutated.
feet. I think it's huge.
I don't know. He has this
It's sort of-
huge, giant tube instrument that he
It's like
claims
a
is
root of
made out of a
some kind.
potato.
I don't know that it's a potato. It's a root. It's some
You
sort
just
of.
said it was
How
a
mu-
potato.
How
Well,
much
I
did
was
that
told-
cost?
It costs nothing. Actually,
You made it?
My dad knows. No, my dad knows a guy who carves pumpkins, and one day
Oh.
he just made this like root didgeridoo thing and gave it to my dad. And he gave it to me, so now I have this
That's
giant
You've
quote
got
unquote
to work that
potato.
in somehow.
Oh yeah, I could have
That's so cool.
Although actually,
in storage.
fun fact, musically we just kind of wrapped up, right? Just the other day. You're
Pretty much.
You're doing the
I'm working
credits.
on the end credits right now.
and, Yeah, the last actual like soundtrack song from the scenes got finished a few days ago. So the last song he's working on now is just the credits music as he's doing some of the final sounds. In a few days, we're about to be like, episode sound complete for 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy to think that all of this work that you guys, Badger and Sam and David and After Infinity, like the work you guys have put into this. I mean, coming from a voice actor, it's one of those things where we kind of came in later on in the process, but here we are. Next weekend is episode 10. We have the finale for season 1. Years of work you guys poured in, and we're almost done with the first season.
Big finale.
It's crazy.
How does that feel?
Yeah, relieving.
Oh my god.
Relieving.
Are you gonna go?
Relieving that it's just. I mean, it's been not in a bad way, but relieving like, oh, we're finally here. We finally made it. When I first started looking at this, I remember I have these big like scene documents where I have this big list of all the scenes we need to do, all the things need to be animated. Just this massive thing of close to, I think it's around 60 to 70 scenes, and that's plus all the prologue ones and the visual shots. And I was looking at that being like, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to animate all these things, do all the lighting, make all their lip sync, match all the voice acting, edit it together, do all the rendering, put all this. This is going to be ages. But then, here it is now. We finished the season. We even had a funny meme that we haven't really shared too many times, where it was like the Dumbledore clip of him having to drink the water. But Dan, you put my little schedule, thing on like the little cups of water. So he was like feeding me the scenes. He's like, here, you have to keep working. And I was like, no, I can't. No, come on, Dumbledore, you must keep doing it. Kill me. If anyone's curious about that, I'll share that on Discord later. Just ask me on Discord. It's a really funny little meme.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully it doesn't have any like episode 10 scenes on those little docs. I think you grabbed like the first page.
I don't think so. I made more memes than actual music for a while.
Yeah. Especially in the early days before we were really on a schedule.
Yeah.
It wasn't until exactly 100 days until before episode 1 came out that we really put in like a tight schedule. We were like, okay, let's see what day we want to have it released. We picked, I think it was November 27th or something, and it turned out to be exactly 100 days away from the point we were estimating it. Then we just did a big long countdown, and we hit it. We got it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I got a question about production. And this comes in terms of hello?
Yep.
Still here?
Hello.
Okay. In terms of other projects, do you guys work on one specific project? Like Songs of War, like obviously it's a huge task, 10 episodes, but are you also doing projects while you're working on Songs of War, like other projects that you're working on for the channel? Or do you focus all on
It's a little weird the case in Songs of War because of how long like pre-production was. During pre-production, I absolutely was working on other stuff. Almost all my Minecraft animations I've ever done came out, while Songs of War was underway. If you think about, if it started in 2015, that's also kind of when we started doing Minecraft animations. So all the things like Blocking Dead, I remember doing Blocking Dead as like, okay, I'll take a break from Songs of War for a little bit and do Blocking Dead. But that was when it was like early story and scripting stuff. And then we were doing building up. Once I started going in like the animating, it was mostly full-on Songs of War. I did take one break to do Giant Derp. Giant Derp was a little break I took over the winter just to have something kind of release. Then I went back to Songs of War. But it's been pretty straight on through Songs of War.
for 28?
Yeah, is the second half of 2018 was when it really was going full, and then took a little break at the end of 2018. And 2019, from beginning to end, I don't think I did anything else other than that one music video, which was also kind of Songs of War-ish. Other than that, 2019 was just the year of Songs of War for me. We're also about at the end, so if anyone has any kind of final wrap-up questions, especially if anyone has anything for Jackson or Steven, not sure if they'll be here next stream. Next live stream's gonna be the last main live stream. Although I do want to have a few more from people who weren't able to make some of these. So if you've got any kind of final last questions, anyone here have anything final words to say? Any little things you want to say to the fans? Things about the episodes, the episode 9. I'll say look forward to next week because we got
Good luck.
Good episode next week, in my opinion.
Big monster episode.
No.
Yeah,
Episode 10 is absolutely my favorite of the season.
I think it became my favorite too. I liked 6 for a while just because of how tight it was. I guess it was a little bit, like 12 minutes or something, but it's just from start to finish, it was like always really tense. But I think the amount of things that happen in 10 and just there's a lot of stuff from 10 that's great.
Oh, I can't wait. And I would also say thank you to the fans for watching it and enjoying it. I mean, it makes it so much more fun when I finally watch it on Saturday and it's already got like 200, 300 something thousand views, and just looking at the comments of all the people that are enjoying it, especially right now with all the crap and everything that's going on, it's kind of fun to have this little, not little, but like this imagination escape that is clearly enjoyed by a good amount of people, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Definitely fans and definitely the production team really just you guys gave it your all. I've never seen a Minecraft project at this scale with the voiceovers, with the music, with the animation. It was just like, man, I feel like this can be on like Netflix or something. Like,
Yeah.
We're getting a
It's
lot of
just-
comments about
That comment has been everywhere.
it's like, is this on Netflix?
No.
It could. I mean, I feel like it could be, only in the sense that it's just so well done. Like, you guys
Yeah.
did amazing.
Netflix, if you're listening,
Yeah.
send a check to.
Yeah, hit us up.
Cool. I guess that's about it. We'll be here next week again after the finale, and we can answer all your questions about the finale. There'll be a lot of stuff after next episode that we can finally say that we've not been able to say, so that'll be relieving. So we will see you then. Thank you, Elixir Gaming, for the last super chat. And with that, we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Peace.
See ya.
Adios.
Bye.
See ya.